but also like I really want a margarita. Hello all of you beautiful birthing people, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to give you guys a little 24-week bump date. I am 24 weeks tomorrow, which is insane to think about, and a little anatomy scan update because I have had that as well, and you'll be so proud of me to know that I did not peak, and I still do not know the biological sex of this baby because I am being strong, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I will not need any more scans because I do not need the temptation. So if you are interested in hearing about either of those things, go ahead and stick around. So hey guys, it is future Elizabeth here. Yes, Elizabeth from the future. Just a week in the future. Currently 25-week pregnant Elizabeth is here because I want to tell you about a giveaway on my Instagram for an awesome product that was sent to me that I am so excited to use when my baby gets here, and I hope that it is something that you will find helpful. So what is it? It is the Lilu massaging pumping bra. It is like this crazy bionic bra of the future that uses air to massage all around your breast while you are pumping. It mimics hands-on pumping or hands-on massage pumping, which is one way that we know we can increase our milk production by up to 48%. We can effectively empty our breast faster, and we can also get more fat into our milk by helping release the fat globules that are kind of sticky and get stuck to our ducts. So with my last baby, I exclusively pumped. With the baby before that, I had to pump at work, and I am somebody who has to practice a lot of hands-on pumping to fully empty my breast. It's just the anatomy of my breasts and how they work. It's super frustrating because in both of those instances, I would have loved to be multitasking with my hands, either charting at work, taking care of my other kiddos, trying to do things, but I'm having to constantly sit here and massage my breasts. So I am so excited to try this out, and I didn't think anything could ever make me excited to pump again. So I'm giving away one of these over on my Instagram, and I will leave that link down below for that giveaway. It is commenting on a reel and following some instructions there. And then I also have a coupon code for you guys if you guys want to get $20 off. It is Nurse Zabe 20, so I'll leave a link for that as well. And perhaps we can massage our breasts and pump together in the future. Okay friends, so 24 weeks pregnant today, or tomorrow. I'm 23 and 6 today, and I am feeling large and in charge. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you definitely should. But my son wrote a song about me called Mommy Looks Like a Cow, and I don't think that he meant it as a way to really dig into my insecurities about my body, but that didn't stop it because I kind of feel like one too. I just feel bigger, and you know what? I am bigger, and you know what? That's okay. My body is literally growing and supporting another human being, and it is okay that my body is getting bigger. It is okay that I feel like my hips are getting a little bit wider than they have in the past. That is just my body at work, letting my baby come through. I am eating healthy. Occasionally I'm having some not so healthy things, but everything in moderation. And I am doing my best to drink more water. I suck at that. I just need somebody to text me throughout the day and be like, have you had water yet today? And I am exercising. I am trying to go on an hour plus walk, pushing my 40-pound child in a stroller 3 times a week plus. So I know that I'm doing things that are good for my body to keep it nourished and to keep it doing what it needs to do. So I need to give myself grace, just as I would tell anybody else to do, because this is my 3rd pregnancy. And it is okay that I feel bigger, and it is okay if I am bigger, because I am growing and supporting a baby, and I need to give myself grace. But that's been kind of my biggest thing, is that I just feel like I'm a little bit bigger with this pregnancy. And I guess I also have been trying not to wear maternity clothes because I feel like I'm not pregnant enough to wear maternity clothes, but that is absolutely ridiculous because I totally am pregnant enough to wear maternity clothes. And however pregnant you are, you're pregnant enough to wear maternity clothes. So if you wanted a little window into my insecurities, those are all of them. But in my Wumblekin box, I got that belly band to like hold your pants up. That has been working so good for work. I have been absolutely loving that. And I will, I guess, stand up and show you my bump. So This is my almost 24-week bump right there. I definitely have been feeling tons of movement. I started probably feeling movement around 18 weeks or so, which is well within the realm of normal. But for those of you who are new, I do have an anterior placenta, which means my placenta is on the front wall of my uterus, and this is the first time that that's happened. In general, it's not a big deal at all. The doctor likes to know where it is in case you need a cesarean birth, but mine is on the front wall of my uterus, and it's actually, with my anatomy scan, they said it's like over here, which makes sense because I don't feel a ton of movement over here, but I feel a lot of movement on this side. It started off little flutters that I was like, oh, is that gas? I'm not sure. And then went up, and now I feel like moves and rolls and kicks and all sorts of fun things. So that's been a really fun development since I last made an update video on my pregnancy, feeling the baby move a lot. You can also feel the baby move from the outside. Of course, every time I pull out my phone to try and take a video of my baby moving, my baby's like, oh, I'm done moving, thank you. I also have been struggling a little bit more with sleeping and finding a comfortable sleeping position. And while I have been feeling much more energized in the second trimester, I also will never turn down an opportunity to take a nap. So I am going to be making a video about sleep during pregnancy and how to optimize sleep during pregnancy, because I have done some research and found a lot of things that have been very helpful in optimizing my sleep as I'm starting to get bigger and a little bit more uncomfortable with this pregnancy. I have been noticing some slight pelvic symphysis pain, which I had with my last baby that's kind of started up. So I've been really mindful of like when I'm rolling over in bed, when I'm getting out of the car, instead of like opening my legs wide up or, you know, having them move apart from each other to move them together. Really just picture yourself, it's like early 2000s. You are Paris Hilton, you have decided not to wear underwear, and you don't want the paparazzi to get a picture of your underwear getting out of the car. That's how you need to get out of the car. That's how you need to roll over in bed to keep your pelvis more comfortable. I will, at some point, if it gets worse, it's not horrible right now, but if it gets worse, get like a stability band that my pelvic floor PT recommends. But at this point, it's pretty manageable, and it's just when I'm kind of moving with haste and forget about those body mechanics that it becomes any sort of slight discomfort, like maybe a 1 out of 10. Like I'm just like, ooh, I'm aware of this, not like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die and like punch somebody, for example. I am in this weird stage of pregnancy where birth still seems like forever away, but I have reached the point of viability, which is amazing, meaning if baby came now, it could potentially survive and thrive in extrauterine life with lots of support from a NICU. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this pregnancy, but I just feel like I've been pregnant forever, and I also feel like it's going by quickly. Like the fact that I'm as pregnant as I am, I'm like, whoa, I'm almost to my 3rd trimester. Like next month I'll be 3rd trimester. That's amazing. But also like, I really want a margarita. And a virgin margarita is just lime juice, because everything else in a margarita is alcoholic. And it's not even that I want to be drunk or even be tipsy. I just want the flavors of a margarita. So that's how I'm feeling right now. But in general, enjoying this pregnancy. While I feel big, I feel manageable. I can still bend over and do my job. I had a patient though, Friday night, I was helping her use the restroom after she had her baby, and I can't really bend over to get things. Like I can't bend at the middle super great, so I do like a lot of squatting, which is fine and great and will help my baby hopefully be in a good position. And she says, what are you gonna do when you get bigger? And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do when I get bigger? Not be very graceful, that's for sure, but we'll make it through. So, anatomy scan update. Sweet little Peanut did wonderful, passed with flying colors on the anatomy scan, had everything where it needed to be, but was really stubborn with moving around after they were trying to look at things with the heart. So I actually had to go back 2 weeks after my first anatomy scan and get another anatomy scan so that they could get all the pictures that they needed of the heart to make sure that the heart was in proper working order, which it totally is. Funnily enough, the same thing happened with May's anatomy scan. And I even this time felt a little bit more prepared. Like I had a coffee and I had like a muffin before I went to that scan, so I didn't go on an empty stomach. But with the second scan, I made sure that I like chugged ice water before I went in, and then my baby was moving around and doing all the things it needs to do. So definitely a pro tip for anatomy scan, make sure that you chug a whole bunch of ice water so that your baby is moving and grooving so that they can get the pictures that you need. With my first anatomy scan, I tried to like get up and like dance around. I felt like a real TikTok influencer, but unfortunately it didn't work because my baby still was being a rascal. Which, you know, is fine. I got to see another sneak peek and that was fun. But they didn't write down the gender of my baby anywhere. They didn't write down the biological sex. They just put unreported. But it does have genitalia that is consistent with one gender or the other, which is great. I really have no idea what I'm having. We have no names picked out because we are bad at picking names. And so our child is unnamed and just living its best life, and hopefully we'll have a name before we leave the hospital. Names are just so hard. I feel like we just have like two names that are kind of unique. We have May and Holden, and we need a name that matches that. I don't know, that's the whole thing too. The one thing that was slightly different with my anatomy scan is that my baby has choroid plexus cyst. It has one on its brain, which when grouped with other soft markers can be a soft marker for Down syndrome. So if there was any issue with like the femur length or the nose shape or any other soft markers for Down syndrome, that could definitely be another soft marker that would be like, do we want to do some further investigation? But in and of itself, choroid plexus cysts are totally benign, resolve on their own. It didn't resolve between the two scans. They were only 2 weeks apart. We didn't really expect it to. But that is the one thing that was a slight anomaly on the scan, and with it just being an anomaly by itself was not considered a big deal at all by my provider. I did find with this anatomy scan, and maybe it was because my baby was being stubborn and not moving great, maybe it was because of my anterior placenta, that the ultrasound technician was really having to press really hard on my abdomen, and I don't remember that from my previous scans, but that was a little bit uncomfortable, and it's just something to kind of prepare you for. I have a video all about anatomy scans that I'll leave linked in the iCards, but they also did do an internal vaginal scan where they looked at the cervix length and how close the placenta was to the cervix, and those all looked good to go, which is important to know because if you have a shortening cervix this early, that could mean increased risk of preterm labor. And if your placenta is too close to the cervix, that can bear further watching because if it does not move out of the way, that might mean that you need to have a cesarean birth to make sure that you don't have too much bleeding. But both of those things looked good for me, and everything's going pretty great. Definitely let me know if you're pregnant, how you're feeling, what's going on. Do you have any cravings or things that you're really into? I've been really into root vegetables. Beets have been like my new jam. Probably means I'm deficient in iron or something, right? Sounds almost like pica, like eating dirt, just loving root vegetables. But let me know down below what's been going on with you. And until next time, bye guys.